The one, the only Devin Bush is with us. How are you, man?
Good. How are you?
Good.
How are you?
Good. Is this starting to feel like home now, or do you still feel like the new kid in class?
It started to feel like home. I've been here for like a month now. So, coming in the building almost every day, you kind of get, used to like your rhythm, who you around, who you work with. So, like, it's starting to get more and more comfortable. And, I'm starting to find my place and my niche inside. So, I'm enjoying it.
Pretty nice facility, huh? Isn't it amazing?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in college again. Like,
Yeah.
I went to the University of Michigan, so when I was there, they just redid the whole thing. So it's kind of like similar in style almost.
Yeah. Well, did you have an idea? Take us through the process of you getting signed here, and kind of where else you were looking, and what were you thinking at that time?
Yeah, man, it was. I want to say it was like a week after, the free agency opened, and I was just sitting there. The whole week went by, and I'm like, all right, like. Nothing happened, nothing really real interest, nothing like solidified. It was all, okay, they talked about you, okay, they talked about you, and then like it was like next week on like a Thursday, I think, Miami called me and was like, hey, like we want to come, fly you down and interview and see what it's about. So I'm like, all right. They ended up booking me a flight and stuff. Then next, like hours later, they end up signing David Long. So I'm like, what's the point of me going down there anymore? You know what I'm saying? All right, so I was like, all right, I'll still go, just to expand it and, get a feel, So then I get a call, like a no call ID. I don't answer. And then I get another call out, no call ID. I don't answer. And then my agent called. He's like, yeah, Pete Carroll's trying to get a hold of you right now. And I'm like, oh, that was him. I didn't have no clue that was him. So I pick up the phone. It was like, yeah, how you doing, Devin? I'm Pete Carroll, Seahawks. How you doing, coach? And we want to get you out here. We want to get you on the next flight and da-da-da. And I'm like, all right, like cancel the Miami trip and go on to Seattle. Like, so you flip the flights, and I end up leaving that morning, like 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Came out here, landed, came straight to the facility, did some physical things, and met everybody, met the staff, met the coaches, met the trainers, and whoever was in the building at the time. And even it was a hard decision for me because I'm on the plane. 1 hour goes by, 2 hours go by. And 3 hours go by, 4 hours go by.
It's a long trip.
And I remember I had like free text, and I text my dad. I'm like, yo, this flight is too long. Like, takes me forever to get out here. So once I got out here, I'm like, it's actually a nice place. See the water, the trees. And
Yep.
see everything. I'm like, so many Teslas here and Subarus and Hondas. I'm like, I've never been here before. So.
Yeah.
Once I got here, I hung out with the guys, hung out with the coaching staff, my position coach, JG, and, everything kind of just, like, fell into place. I ended up, making that decision, like, late night because I left that night, actually.
Yeah.
So I kind of was like, it's a nice spot. So it was definitely like a I would say it was an easy decision.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
So you said you'd never been out here before.
Never.
Did you know anybody on the team? Do you have any friends or former classmates?
Brian Monet was already here. Artie was here. I was with him with the Steelers. So I was familiar with those two, and I think that was like the only two players I really knew on the team.
Yeah. So what?
Me and DK came out the same year. We did our pre-draft stuff together. So I know. Yeah, I'm familiar with
DK,
him.
yeah.
What was your impression of the team from the outside, being a member of the Steelers? When you looked at the Seahawks and just you saw them, what was did your impression match up to what's real now?
Honestly, had no clue. Like of course everybody knew about the Legion of Boom. That was around my time. I was watching football on TV a lot on the weekends, but I was just so used to seeing Pete Carroll on TV. And then once I seen him in person, I'm like, you look the same. Like, this is who you are, So it was cool to meet him and talk to him, and I had no clue how it was ran in the building. I had no clue, what it was like culture wise. So once I got a taste of that, like my first couple of weeks, I was like, I wouldn't want to be nowhere else.
Yeah. Well, Devin, when I got in the NFL, I was a linebacker, and I wanted to be taller until I went out and played, and then I wished I was like 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah, seriously.
The leverage, and one of my heroes, and Bob, you always bring up the guy from
London Fletcher.
Yep.
Sam Mills. I don't know if you ever heard of Sam.
Yep, I know.
Yeah, so I loved that guy. Mm-hmm. I thought he was such a good player, but height, being 5, you're 5'10", 5'11". Yeah. Helps inside.
With or without cleats, depends.
Yeah. But the leverage is there for you, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure. I mean, it always kind of been my strong suit because I'm able to change levels easily. And it's hard for a 6'7" guy to change levels with
Sure.
me at the same time. So, I mean, that's always been kind of a strength that I knew was my advantage, especially when you're trying to fill, A-gaps or attack a puller. You got to get up under those big guys, else they're going to roll you over.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, in terms of what they're asking you to do here and what Pete and those guys talked to you about, is it dramatically different than how you played in
Completely
Pittsburgh?
different.
Really?
Yeah,
In what way?
Here it's more like in Pittsburgh, I was more of a coverage. Like I was more of a man-on-man and, follow a specific guy around in different formations and stuff like that. Here it's kind of like interchangeable because I think they incorporate their safeties in their secondary more than we did. Well, I'm going to say we did, but they did at the Steelers. So it's definitely different for me because I'm used to attacking and chasing. Here it's more of a leverage, squeeze, use your help kind of defense, So it's definitely different things that I'm doing, so I have to learn different techniques than what I'm used to doing.
Yeah, what's the step kick? Do they make everybody
Kick step?
Kick step?
Yeah,
I
I'm
always get
still
that
working
backwards.
on that. For some reason, I don't know why that's one of the hardest things to do, but I'm still working on that.
Yeah, I saw. Well, you're not the only one. I mean, there's lots of guys that come in and you see them over there working. I'll say this: Jamal Adams picked it up like that.
Yeah.
Like his first day he was out there. But that is, that kind of different stuff. I mean, there's different terminology as well, right? So, are you just in your head going, okay, that's what we used to call split or
I'm
whatever?
writing it down and putting equal signs and saying this means this and this, and just correlating what the verbiage I'm used to hearing. So I'm just changing the words now, I'm used to saying, say, the wide, the tight end's in that position where he looks like he can go back and forth. I'm used to saying alert wrap. Here it's why cut. So it's two different terms. So, sometimes I alert wrap, but nobody knows what I'm talking about. So I'm just talking to myself.
Well, I remember when I went to Denver, there's split backs, there's eye backs.
Yeah.
And then they called it green and orange.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the hell are you calling it that
even
for?
the caps that the walkthrough teams use, I'm used to the yellow cap being the wide tight end, and here's the blue cap.
Okay.
So the first time I'm lined up, I'm like, all right, tight end's over. That's the running back, the tight end. And they're like, nah. I'm like,
Color scheme's totally different.
Everything is different. Everything.
Yeah.
So it's exciting though.
Did you ever imagine leaving Pittsburgh, though? Is it kind of a shock? Man, I can't believe I'm playing on a new team, or what was your?
Not necessarily. I mean, it was. I kind of had a feeling. I had a feeling very early on, in my career there. I was after my 30. I was like, yeah, I'm probably not going to be here. Yeah, it was pretty early in my career. I kind of knew
Why is that? Just you felt like it wasn't a good fit, or
you could kind of just feel the change in the atmosphere. From when I first got into that time, it's all right. I see they're moving on. You know what I mean? It's all right. They're looking for something different. So obviously, I kind of knew I wasn't part of that. So I was like, all right, let me just stay healthy and put some good film out there and see where the chips lay after that.
And you did. Hey, Keith Butler, did you?
Yep.
Did you?
Always talked about him and his playing because he always used to tease me I got more tackles than you.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, you played 10 years, and that was my second year. But he talked about his time here and how good it was and how long he played here. So I was familiar with that part because of talking to him about the Seahawks, but not knowing actually what it was really like.
Yeah. So when I came in the league, he was like a mentor to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's how old he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he was your mentor?
Yeah. Yeah. But So, and what linebackers did you watch when you were growing up?
It depends, man. I was really a huge Clay Matthews fan. Even though we played two different positions, but I just like this style of play. I liked him. I liked Telvin Smith.
Oh yeah.
Patrick Willis, Ray Lewis, London Fletcher.
Mm-hmm.
My pops played with London Fletcher with the Rams.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my pops played with him, so
okay,
I'm familiar with him.
Yeah.
Now, were you always a defensive guy? Even as a little kid, were you running back? Were you a quarterback? Did you always want to be the hitter, or
I wanted to play offense. I wanted to be a running back or a slot receiver. My dad maybe kind of tricked me into playing defense. He was like, every team it's like 6 running backs, and every other team, on defense they got 4 linebackers. So I was like, I got to high school. I'm like, all right, high school, everybody wants to play running back. Everybody wants to play offense. So I got to high school. I'm like, all right, let me just go to defense. And they kind of just stuck.
Yeah. So, Devin, number 0
Yeah.
Is that going to be you this year?
Yeah, I'm enjoying. I like it a lot. I didn't think I was, just because it was, it looks different. But once I put it on, I'm like, I can stick with this. I like this.
What number were you in Pittsburgh?
55.
55.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's boring. Zero.
Zero is definitely interesting because you don't really admire it like you would admire any other number.
Yeah.
It's 0.
So have you spent time with Bobby Wagner's back? He's a legend out here, maybe the greatest linebacker, with all due respect to Dave, to ever play with the Seahawks. Is he a guy, even though you're not a rookie or anything, but is he a guy you'll pick his brain and talk to him, or are you more of an observer?
100%. I kind of do both. We all let each other be ourselves, and if I feel like I ask him a question, I go shoot him a question, or if I anything, I use him more of like a, how can I say it? Like more of like he's more like a player's coach, but he's a player at first. But he's been here and been in this business so long, he knows what goes on. He knows pretty much everything, especially here.
So you just soak it in.
Yeah, I'm just gonna listen to everything he says and just take it into account because his experience speaks for itself. He was on one of the greatest defense damn near lineup. So it's like, what hasn't he seen in this league before?
And he's one of the best dudes you'll ever meet.
No,
so
for sure.
That's the other thing. So.
Personalities off the chart.
Yeah. What are they saying he has to go?
NASA was giving me a signal. Did you say two?
Devin's
2 more. Okay. I thought,
okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I seen somebody came here on a motorcycle. Whose motorcycle?
That's me. Yeah.
Harley?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you a motorcycle guy?
I wish I can drive motorcycles right now, but I'm going to wait till after I'm done playing.
Yeah.
Did you ride before?
Yeah. I love motorcycles. I used to drive motorcycles all the time. Like I drove I drove a street bike when I was like a teenager.
Really?
Yeah, like a Honda 1000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, now that's smart because you can get hurt all kinds of ways playing football. You don't need any more risk, right?
I don't need any
Take
more.
that risk away. Yeah.
So did you grow up a Rams fan then, since your dad was playing on that team, or who were you a fan of?
Crazy, my dad.
Well, I mean, team-wise.
Nah, I really didn't have it's crazy because I'm till this day I don't have a favorite team. I don't have any sport. Baseball,
really,
football, basketball. I love players, and I like watching players and the different skill set and the different talents that they have, and I like to see how they use them. Different guys. Like even just in the NBA Finals, like I've been a Jokic fan since he came in the league in 15. And seeing what he grew into now, I was like, I already knew he was going to do that. So it was. I like watching players more than I like teams.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, man. Well, hey, I want to ask you one more question.
Yeah.
Big hit or interception?
Interception.
You're right, because that's the point of defense, right?
Yeah.
Get the ball.
Yeah, the big hits come, but you feel them after.
Yeah.
You catch that ball, you don't got to feel much but that excitement.
That's true. Big hit, you both pay the price a little bit, I guess.
And then you got to line up and play again. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly
I get to catch the ball and go on the sideline.
Go get a game.
Yeah. Celebrate.
Exactly. Take a break. So.
Well, Devin, really cool to talk to you, man. Welcome to Seattle. I know the fans are going to be excited to see you out there. We're excited to see you and appreciate you sitting with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.